So on to phase 5, routines and procedures. At the start of each school day, when my students come in, they have a choice of what they would like to do during their morning work. Examples could include holding a data conference with me, conferencing based on reading, math, or science or social studies achievements. Students may choose to finish unfinished assignments, or they may read independently. So using Glasser's behavior theory, I give my students a lot of choice in the classroom as far as routines. Another area concerning routines and procedures I like to focus on is early finishers. A lot of times my students finish early, and I have a list of things that they can do embedded inside of Google Classroom because I make learning contracts for students every day. And some of the things that I give them as a choice: independent reading, completing a choice board, or using that time to do some personalized learning based on their data. And they would just select which standard they will need to work on based on whether they're emerging, progressing, or they're mastering a standard. The last routine or procedure I want to focus on is how I store the students' coats and lunch bags and things they bring with them to school. I assign individual numbers to every student at the beginning of the school year. I also number the racks inside of the coat closet. However, I do not select where students store their lunchbox and backpacks and coats every day because I want to give them an opportunity to select where they would like to place their belongings. Some students would like to place their belongings in the same spot every day, and other students want a new place every day. And I think students should have choice in deciding where they want to put their things on any given day. The discipline plan that my group selected, Group 2, was the William Glasser model. We decided that William Glasser aligned to our many beliefs. We know that teachers are sometimes viewed as the leader of the classroom, but the leader doesn't have to boss or demand control of students. Students have a voice. Students should have the choice, and they are capable of choosing good decisions. They're also capable of being in control of their own behavior. They are also capable of accepting the consequences or the praises based on whatever they chose. With this discipline plan, there's a no excuse policy. You know what you're committing to whenever you make the choices that you make, and you have to deal with it. And that's what I like most about the Glasser model is that even though you're giving a choice, you're being held accountable. There's no excuses. So students can't say, "Well, I didn't know." Yes, you did. You chose this decision. You live with the consequences of it. The benefits of the discipline plan is that it allows the adults and peers to grow together academically. We're able to develop character within these diverse collaborative groups. You get to see students mature in front of your eyes because they're falling in line of the expectations of the classroom. Their other peers are also holding them accountable, or they want to make better choices so that they are pleasing their community of peers and learners. Even though they're individual learners and critical thinking, sometimes I know that students will behave or do the right thing just so that they're pleasing their community because they want to feel like they belong somewhere. In my final reflection, I realized that prior to my implementation, my students were very shy. When it was time to share out or have a daily classroom meeting, they often would say pass when it was their turn to talk. But now they're more willing to talk because we've transformed our learning space into a safe place that's judgment free. Criticism is not allowed. All voices are respected. Students have been making more desirable choices both inside and outside of the classroom. But prior to the plan, I noticed that my students often made rash and selfish decisions that would negatively impact the people within their learning spaces. And now they're thinking about how can I impact my learning community in a positive way. Students still struggle. Some students still struggle with working cooperatively. And as a teacher who aligns with being an authoritative teacher, I know the benefits of cooperative learning and I understand why collaborative learning is so important. So I've been working with these students and offering choices and suggestions in regard to conflict resolution. I don't tell them what to do, but I can suggest something like, you know, I noticed that you and your partner really aren't getting along today. Would you like to join another group? Or you can use academic language frames to tell your partner how you feel within a respectful manner. Also, based on the experience that I've had in my classroom, a positive experience, I've been assisting my mentee teacher with developing her own equitable guidance plan in her classroom. She is a first year teacher. She graduated from UNC Charlotte last May, and she's noticing that my class has changed so much in such a short period of time, and she's wanting to do the same thing. So hopefully, I can get my whole team of 10 teachers to buy into developing this plan so that we can see the whole grade level make better choices in the classroom. Hopefully, they're being held to a higher standard in the classroom and they're getting to work better in collaborative spaces and learning to just to respect each other and each other's voices and listening and examining the multiple perspectives in the classroom instead of interrupting each other and putting each other down. It's really important to learn how to be respectful of others in the world that we live in. And that's my goal is for students just to understand that you have to respect other people's voice. You have to listen. You have to think and compare and contrast your voice to others so that you can see the bigger picture and you're not just limited to misconceptions and stereotypes or a limited view. And that concludes my equitable classroom guidance plan. Thank you for listening.